Hello YouTubers, welcome to another episode. We've made it to the beginning of a new week and I've been practicing what I've been preaching. This morning we're up extra early. It's about 1 in the morning right now. Only kidding. It's just past 6, and to help me get out of bed that bit earlier, Charlie said, okay, I have to get on the water quite early this morning, or at least before 7, so that he's got a work meeting later or early in the morning as well to get back for, so which means we have to get on the water early. So using the accountability of meeting someone else, training with someone else, but also today we get to be coached on the water. Weather today a little bit windy already, so pretty glad that me getting on the water early, because any later the water might end up being rubbish. We don't want that rubbish water yet. Of course, rowing is a rowing sport and we have to deal with whatever is given. I've got my smoothie this morning, my protein shake this morning, and I think I'm going to be switching to smoothies pretty soon because I feel like we want a little bit of a change in the morning. And I think that's going to tie in to this week. I might do a video relating to what I eat in a day. I've got a couple of other plans this week for the Yam Squad, so remember to stay subscribed for that. And if you could, while you're at it, if you could hit that like button, that would be absolutely fantastic. Both of those, if you subscribe and if you hit the like button, push the channel that you hit to YouTube, other algorithm people, and end up being like, okay, people might actually like this video or like the channel, and then push it further. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers, which is absolutely outrageous. And I do have a little bit of a celebration hopefully planned for 20,000 subscribers. But that's it for this morning. We're going to get on the water. Oh yeah! Made it onto the water here on the Avon. Just waiting on Charlie. Going to meet him down here a bit. He's boating from a boat club down there. I'm boating from a boat club up there. Hopefully we're going to get some improvements today. Working on a little bit of balance so that I can work on more complex things later. But as always, trying to have fun while doing it. So let's get to some training. And I've made it off the water. A bit of an unfortunate event has happened. The fin has fallen off the boat, which means it is unrowable and it is essentially broken until it can be fixed. So we'll get the boat on the rack and we'll have a little look at it. So let's get to it. So this here is the issue. So usually, let me go see another boat. So usually, this is what's in the boat. Right here. This thing. And that has been pulled out by a log that we hit, or I hit, mid-session. And it wasn't even like, when things happen like this, you're like, oh, I hit a massive tree and I did a backflip and the fin fell out, but unfortunately it was like dink, rather than like boom. So I was quite surprised when it hit the boat or hit the fin, and then was like, oh, I can't actually move properly in a straight line. And that's kind of what it is what this does. It keeps the boat much straighter, and I didn't realize it made that much of a difference. Like, it was a case of, if the boat wasn't perfectly level, if I wasn't pushing off perfectly straight, then the boat was like and it wasn't, it was fun, but it wasn't the rowing that we know. So I'm going to talk to Hudson, see when we'll be able to get a fin, because it looks like, doesn't look like anything's broken. It's just a case of sort of, there's a little screw here, unscrew that, put it in, unscrew, and then, I mean, there's no other marks on the boat, so it's just like, I just decided to, like, I just must have just been under the water maybe this much, so the fin's only maybe this tall, so it must have just been under the water that much, and just, which is unfortunate, but it's a learning process, as always. Now I get to learn how to put the rudder in and out of the single, but unfortunately it means that I won't be able to get on the water until I do get another fin, which is a bit rubbish. And also it's probably more frustrating rather than the whole, well, it is really frustrating that I won't get on the water and the fin just decided, just maybe like a few inches one way or other, wouldn't have hit it. But what is really frustrating as well, with Charlie out coaching, I was feeling like I was making gains, and then I was basically like, okay, when I hit the fin, or when the fin hit the log, it was like part of the session where it's like, okay, we've worked on what we're working on, just working on not disturbing the water. We've worked on sort of did a bunch of different drills. Let's put it into paddling. So I was like lengthening up to full slide. I think I was like maybe a quarter, half slide or so, lengthening up, and then I didn't even get to full strokes in this session, or at least with Charlie in the session, because we were working on, not working on balance, but working on things that would help the balance. More confidence, I would say. So a frustrating morning, but also a positive morning in some aspects as well. So just because a negative thing happens doesn't mean the positive things are any less positive. So good session up until that point, really good session up until that point. So I got out, the water was ridiculously flat, and as like I said earlier, being out that little bit earlier helps, even if the wind is going to be rubbish, which it isn't. Being out earlier is going to make the water, or the earlier that you are out generally, the better water is. So very good, excellent flat glass to row on, which makes rowing that little bit easier, and a little bit easier to build that confidence. And actually getting out and being coached makes a difference too. So Charlie's been, I've been sending him videos and what he's been seeing the vlogs, and he's been like, oh, try work on this, try work on that. Which is good. It is good feedback, and it's consistent feedback, and it works. It's just a whole nother ball game having someone actually there being like, nah, try this, nah, yeah, nah, rather than sort of waiting hours, sort of, or 12 hours, whatever it is, for feedback, if that makes sense. And obviously, the Yam Squad have been really helpful with all their feedback too, in the comments, whether it's just small tips here or there, or just saying I'm doing well or not doing well. It really helps, and it's a little bit of motivation for me as well, just sort of getting those little bits, little improvements as we go forward in the single. And now, even after the session was cut short, it is time to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel, and I'm actually pretty hungry. Maybe rowing a little bit better means you burn more calories, more fuel. But let's get into the vehicle, the Yam Drover, if you will, and head back to the house for some food. Oh yeah! And we've not made it to for some fuel. I just texted Andy at Hudson about the fin, and he was like, bruh, we'll sort you out. We'll send a metal one so that I can fit that really easily, and we'll get that as ASAP. So obviously post won't arrive today, it'll probably arrive tomorrow, so maybe no rowing tomorrow. And then he's actually here next week, so he's going to fit a carbon one because it looks like it might need some to do it actually professionally rather than me just putting it in. So that's awesome of Andy at Hudson to actually help me out and get a fin so quickly to me, and yeah, just absolutely great. So I won't be off the water for too long. Here was I thinking it's going to be maybe a week or so, but hopefully, fingers crossed, this is Monday. Fingers crossed we can get on Wednesday. Maybe if it comes tomorrow afternoon, morning, then I can get out tomorrow night. We will see. But I mentioned last week about cross training, so that means that maybe I'll use tomorrow as an opportunity to get out on the bicycle instead of going rowing in the morning. So I'm not just waiting for the fin to row, I can actually get some exercise in, if that makes sense. But the bike, like I said, I'm going to be making videos, or a video about cross training on the bicycle, and even just the bicycle itself. Bicycle. And because I really do think that bicycling is a epic way to stay fit in general, as well as cross training for rowing, and I'll talk about that more in depth in that video when it does come up, so make sure you are subscribed for that, because I remember doing a couple months when I came back on the watt bike, and I'll tell you what I felt about that. And then there's being on the bike as well, what that kind of does for you and how that can translate to rowing, and then the types of training you can do as well. But I think instead of fueling up and sharing with you what breakfast is, or second breakfast is this morning, which will probably be, I'm thinking, I have a craving for blueberries today. I actually need to go to the shop, so I'm going to get my mask, get my sanitizer, head to the shop, pick up some breakfast, and then get some breakfast to fuel up. So blueberries, and I'm making waffles. I don't think I'll actually make waffles, but that would be delicious. And as always, Yam Squad, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and hopefully very soon this will be fixed, and I'll see you tomorrow for what looks like it's going to be a cycle on the road. Oh, you.